Hey folks, thanks for stopping by. This week I'm going to be making a ratcheting screwdriver from the Pinecone and Resin blank we made last week. Stick around, we'll get started. Okay, so I've got the blank mounted in the jaws of my chuck on my headstock, and I've got another end, I've got the center point marked, and I've got live center in. So what I'm going to do now is, now that I've got it mounted and it's running fairly true, I'm going to go ahead and pull the live center out and put my Jacobs chuck in. The hole for the screwdriver, the hole wants to be 3/4 of an inch. I've got a 3/4 of an inch drill bit, Forstner bit. I'm going to drill it really slow because this is a rather large hole. I don't want the resin to get too hot. Actually, tell you what, let me first drill a 3/8 inch hole and then I'll switch to 3/4. So let me grab a 3/8 inch drill bit. And the hole wants to be 2 1/4 inches deep, so let me take a piece of tape and mark on the drill bit 2 1/4 inches back. All right. Let me drill that out, that depth. Then I'll switch over to the 3/4 inch. Turn my dust collection and get my face shield. Let me test out the depth to make sure I got it right. That works. And when I flip it around, that works. It's bottoming out on this lip, not on the bit. So that's good. Now, something else I did, because I want to flip it around and turn it between centers, is I made a little plug that has a 3/4 of an inch dowel, and it's centered, so I can put it between centers and be able to use the whole length of the blank and not lose a little bit that's in the chuck. I'll actually take the blank out, put a live center in my tailstock, and a spur drive in my headstock. So let me do that and I'll be back. Okay. I've got my drive block in and I'm between centers, so that I know that the hole that I drilled in the blank is going to be center to my turning, so it won't end up offset one way or the other. And I've set a set of calipers to be the diameter of about the silver part here, so that I'll turn this end of it down to that, which will leave me not a lot. Let me actually make that a little bit bigger. Since it is resin, if it were wood, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I've set it to just under the diameter of this trim ring that you turn to change the ratcheting. So let me get a round carbide, and I'll bring it down to about the diameter that I'm looking for. looks nice. I think I'm gonna let that first coat dry on its own without any accelerator. So let me, I'll come back when I've got a couple coats of CA on it and we'll start the micro mesh. So I've got 5 coats of CA on it, and I think it did a good job of sealing up the pores on the pine cones. Still a few little cracks. I'm not going to go to the length that I would normally do for a pen, where it, I want a glass finish, where I keep adding CA and until everything is sealed, and then use micro mesh and then plastic polish to bring it back to a glass-like finish. This is going to be a screwdriver, so I'm not going to go to that length with this. So next, let me get it off here, and I will go over to the drill press and take off this nub and polish up the end of it so that it doesn't look so bad. Put a little bit of CA here as well, and then we'll go over to the bench and put it together. So epoxying this in is going to be a little bit fussy. You need to obviously fill it in so that it actually adheres, but you don't want to get it so close to the top that you stop the function of the ring that selects whether it's going forwards or backwards. So let me mix up some epoxy, and I'll just kind of put some dabs here, here, and here, and slide it in. I may have to come back and see if it actually takes, or if I need to kind of build it up a little bit, because I don't know if you guys can see it that well. There's just some ridges there. That's really the only points that are going to contact are those 4 ridges, and it's not a very tight fit. I don't know if I drilled it badly or if this is slightly undersized, but we'll see when the epoxy dries. So let me go ahead and mix up some epoxy and see what I can do. Slide it in and see if the epoxy starts to set. I'm going to be very deliberate about how far I push it in so that I leave just a little gap between the blank and the ring. I don't want to unintentionally trap the ring if I get epoxy on it. Alright, so I think that's good. I'm going to find a place where let me grab a piece of paper. Fold it up. Give myself just a little bit of a gap. There. That's good. And let's see. Take some stuff out of my pencil holder here. I kind of use it as a... What I've got now is I put just a little bit of epoxy around the lugs on the mechanism, and I put a couple pieces of paper folded in half in between the mechanism and the blank to give me just a little bit of room to turn that ring. The last thing I want to do is epoxy the ring in place so that it can't function as a forward and reverse. So it's going to take a couple of hours for that to dry, at least enough that I feel comfortable messing with it. So let me go ahead and clean up, wait for that to dry, and I'll be back. Okay, the screwdriver's had about an hour to dry. So let's see how it works. All right, there we go. It's rather big for a screwdriver, but every so often you need a big screwdriver. But that is pretty well done. I'm rather pleased with the way the pine cone popped out of the end of it here. And you can just see a few of them coming through. The mix of resin was a little bit off. It's more purple down here and yellow up here, but mixed kind of well here. So yeah, I think it worked out well. But, yeah, thanks for sticking with me. I'll try to put one of these out about every week or so. So if you want to see the next one, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell. But otherwise, hopefully, I'll see you next week. Take care.